Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. We're back. It's the Ronin Radio Thursday, the traditional day, and we're live on YouTube and X. Shout out to everyone that's pulling up right now. If you want to go ahead and share the stream around, man, we got some conversations to have today, including the best crypto mobile game on planet Earth. Talk to me nice. Talk to them nice. Now we're gonna be diving into that conversation. Of course, the playtest just went down. You guys know that. We're gonna talk about how that was, and also we're gonna poke for something. We're gonna poke to see what's happening with Fableborne in the near future. Of course, I want to get in the game, real time season. Everything's on the line. You know what it is. There's a lot of stuff to cover on that topic alone. There are other topics going down today too. We want to talk about the Ronin on OpenSea, bro. Ronki's doing its thing. We're going to talk about Ronki, what the power of Ronki is and what it's doing. Update that situation because forever strong with the Ronki community. And of course, that treasure situation. We're gonna have a convo about it because I think it's relevant to talk about our injury, and then even talking about projects on Ronin and how they market. But look, listen, it's time to see my ugly ass face, bro. We in the building. I'm ready. I came prepared. It's training time. This is training twice a week. You know, you get in the field. And we talk about Ronin because at the end of the day, if we don't have the conversation, we don't push this thing forward. So without further ado, I have a great bunch of people here with me today. And we're gonna intro them all, as you will know. Make sure the comments are flying in. We're gonna make sure we look at the comments a little bit more. Shout out to Rallo, the Ronki. He was crying last week that we weren't looking at chat enough. So we'll change. Yeah, we're looking. But yeah, all of those topics are going to get hit today. And of course, I'm excited. Let me know as well, give us your feedback on the live stream itself. Do you prefer this platform? Honestly, I don't give a shit because this is the platform we're going to be doing. I'm sorry. X Space is still going to happen. We did a Ronki Space yesterday, but for us right now, Ronin Radio, we got tons of media, games active, live and playable. So this is a much better environment for us to exist. I think I've talked your ear off enough. Let's get all the people in here, bro. It's time. My boy Logic's here. Look. I'm just introing Logic on a first, bro. He woke up fresh. It's early in the AM. Let's go. How you doing, bro?
What's good? What's good? Doing good, man. Doing good. It's a beautiful morning. Actually, something funny happened this morning, right? Nelly gave Artie to me to watch her because she was like, "Yo, I gotta make breakfast and coffee and all that." This girl was on the bed, right? And she's starting to learn how to launch herself and crawl.
Oh, she's moving,
bro. She launched herself out the bed, like straight to the ground.
Yo,
and we're active, bro.
Yeah. She said, "I'm ready, Dad. I'm a walk." All right. No, but same way. Yeah, she's probably active. She's trying to get on the computer, bro. I remember when we was early days, and she was loving watching you play video games.
Yeah.
And he was like, "I don't know if this is good though," because she's staring.
She was locked in, bro. She was like staring at the screen, bro.
Yeah. But we're gonna have a good conversation today. Fableborne is here. We're gonna intro. We got TCAF in the building. But first and foremost, my brother from another, you lot know him as Tito. He's in the building, as you know, Mr. Stark. Look at him.
GM.
Almost number one player in Axie.
Oh, no, don't remind me. It's okay. I have 10 days and then I try again.
Yeah.
It was close.
Oh, so final eras for you? You going to be in there?
Of course, man. I'm just dropping up a bit so that they forget that Jinx is a thing. Because if you're at their heel the whole time, then they get used to playing against you. They prep against you. I'm just dropping off the radar a bit, and then they're like, "Ha! We knew we could beat Jinx all along." And then, bam! I'll get them over the last 3 days.
Yeah. It was a surprise actually because there wasn't that many Jinx comps out there. We'll have a conversation about it later on. But here is our guest today, bro. You know what? Big shout out to TCAF because he's been holding it down. Over the last week, he got us access to play the playtest. It was fun. We're going to look at some of the gameplay as well. But without further ado, welcome Mr. TCAF in the building representing Fableborne. Let's go.
Yo, what's up, guys? Can you guys hear me all right?
Sounding good. Sounding great, bro.
Great. I'm on the shitty webcam mic this morning. But, great to be here. Thanks for inviting me, guys. and I'm cracking up. You probably could see me like in the whatever it's called, in the waiting room, like just cracking up. It's funny. You go to these. So I just met Logic at GDC.
Yeah.
And like you go to these events, you never know what people are going to look like or be like in real life. And you meet someone like Logic, and I'm just like, wow, like he's great dude.
How degenerate the users of this space are.
And then you find out that they have kids, and I'm like, oh, like, dude, this world might be cooked, bro.
Yeah. I'll tell you what.
I got a kid, man. Jeez.
You didn't even say that at GDC. You know what? I'm sad though because I was supposed to be there. Me and Logic actually went out to GDC together the year before, and we were planning to make this GDC. But oh my god, the way the market looked, it was not happening for me. That San Francisco flight from the UK is no joke, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you.
Yeah, it's a long one, pricey one.
Yeah. I mean, we'll talk about it. We'll open up conversation and get some of your perspective on it. I think it's always good to meet, people in the space and find out more about them. The show is not just about, let's talk about a game and we follow this rigid structure. Like, let's have a cool conversation and get to it. But I want to say, shout out to everyone that's in the chat. Inspector Mindblown, Travis, proof of Travis the legend. He's calling Stark a legend, but Stark's, it's just.
We all know Travis is a real legend. Yeah.
Yeah. A shout out to Callie as well. Callie's in here. Logic just decided to disappear, but we'll bring him back whenever he's ready. Bro, he turned into his PFP real quick.
There you go.
You just traded the top spot to Stark, so now I'm sitting next to Stark. Yeah,
that's all good. It's all good.
Then she got taken. Real quick. All right, then. As you guys know, TCAF here representing Fableborne. I think we will start on that conversation. The playtest. All I've seen is good reviews. Like people have enjoyed the game itself. There was additional game modes and characters as well. So I guess from your perspective, TCAF, what was the play test? What was added? And how was the feedback from the actual play test itself?
Yeah, so we took a little bit of a different approach this time. So basically we haven't had play tests in between seasons before. This time we did between S3 and the impending S4 because the features were a lot more intense upgrades. So essentially the biggest new thing was ability tomes. And so this is a feature where as you upgrade heroes, you can unlock new abilities and you can actually swap them in between heroes. So it just provides a whole new layer of strategy of meta game. Basically you're customizing a hero loadout, right? And this will all start to play into the future equipment system and all of that good stuff. So there's just going to be a lot more strategy than, I want to pick Glenn or I want to pick Rift or whoever it is. It's what build are you making with those heroes too? And this was the first step of that. So before we go live to hundreds of thousands of players, we wanted to test it with a nice small cohort. And then this is a new room that's on the screen right now. So there's new environments as well. I was going to be like, wait, don't go back. And then I realized this is a recording. This is another new room. So some of the environments are much bigger. So bigger environments could have different impact on devices. So we're testing that out right here. This guy with the 2 axes, he's a new enemy. So there's 3 new enemy units. That guy, the Transformer, the Enchantress, and the Sorceress, who was, I think, the fan favorite. She almost plays like a boss. She's fun, very, very difficult. But yeah, so there was a lot of changes. Then some smaller things too, like as you can see when the enemies spawn in, there's now indicators of where they're coming from. It's funny, that was a big request from people, and now some people are backtracking on it. They're like, wait, I kind of liked it without it now. So
give me the surprise.
Yeah, exactly. So lots went into this, and as you said, the test was really, really successful.
Yeah, I mean, talking about the test, we have some data points here. I personally, watching the game and seeing how it performs, have been really impressed. And The fun fact here is we've actually hosted Cam twice now. I think earlier in 2024, well, the back in the 2024, and then earlier in the year. And Cam is like super impressive as a founder. The understanding like that he has, and of course with Pixion and beyond, they've built product, man. So I've got no doubt that like you guys know what you're doing when it comes to building a game experience. But he just seemed like really in tune, especially like with the cross-pollination of this whole crypto and the game itself. And I actually played Fableborne for the first time. I think it was summer, like August of like 2023. It may have been. It wouldn't have been 2022. So like the first iteration of Fableborne was when I was playing it, and like to see where that was. And to now see where the game is today, like it's actually a huge difference. Like it really is. So the team has been at work, and the whole concept model has changed since then. And
so you've played with the old heroes and the old art style.
The old heroes, yeah. What was it? The Ice Girl, bro. I used to rock with her. She was on job. I can't remember her name now. Kiara, yeah. I felt like I was in the Legend of Aang. She was very similar. The inspiration was there. But no, here are some of the data points. Of course, this is a tweet from Cam himself. No rewards, no incentives, which I think is a great thing to mention here as well, because the turnout and the retention is really, really good, especially when there's actually no return. The players aren't coming to extract or to get something here. They're actually coming to play the game legitimately. But 2,000 plus days of playtime in just 3 days, nearly half of season 1, with just less than 1/60th of the players. So you can see that the people that did turn up 100% were putting in grinding hours, bro. They weren't just playing crazy insane. Which is insane, and that ties into the day one retention at 75%, with 48% logging in every day. So for the 3 days it was live, almost half of the people who had access to the playtest were logging back in each of those 3 days. Let us know in the comments as well if that was you. If you were one of those people and you've got some opinions to share, please let us know in the comments, and we'll keep track of that. But yeah, average daily playtime 4 hours 42 minutes, which is not a joke. That's a whole 30 energy in Axie. Like these are the patterns that exist. Axie for me is super successful.
Almost, but that's 5 hours. 5 hours is crazy when you think just an adult having 5 hours to play any game or to do anything in a day. Let alone in this economy. in this time economy, that's crazy. For me, that's the stat that sticks out the most, because it could be just players playing like half an hour, an hour a day, which is already a lot. But 5 hours that's a crazy number. You need to tone down the addictiveness, I think.
No, put it up.
That's the opposite of what we're trying to do. It's funny, like where our audience right now is primarily Web3, which is incredibly incentive driven. And we're seeing like highest daily playtime ever for a tech test that has some minor issues and some really small bugs. There was really nothing performance affecting or impacting negatively too much. But when you take those things into consideration, and then no incentives to see this kind of commitment and enjoyment from the players, it was unbelievable. So really bullish and motivating, nonetheless, indicators for our team to be pushing on.
For me, it shows that the Web3 gaming community, or this is my way of interpreting it, is like starved for fun gameplay. The thing I played it a bit, and what stuck out the most to me was how smooth and optimized it was compared to, which is like, it shouldn't be the first thing that games work on, right? There's other things like the game loops, everything like that. So there's a lot of games you play, and they may be fun, and you might have bought assets, so you're playing just because you've bought stuff, and then you're just like the little things that are not optimized shouldn't irk you as much, but they do. And then here, just having a smooth gameplay experience is like, that was the most pleasant thing.
It's funny, it's just easy, right? It's not.
What was that, Kev?
I was gonna say it's funny you say that because I made a post last night on my Twitter, and shout out to the new ChatGPT that makes incredible images really fast and can make words.
Let's check it out.
But yeah, so it should be this one. So the most common term used was smooth in feedback. It was I asked ChatGPT. I said, "Give me the classic James Bond phase with a silky smooth text." And this is what it made in one try. It was pretty good, but that was the one of the main and most common feedback points is how smooth it is. And I think you guys are absolutely right. Like Web3 gaming or Web3 gamers they're still gamers at the end of the day. So while the incentives and the rewards are cool, if the game isn't everybody says this, but if the game isn't fun, if it doesn't play well, like that's not the experience that people want. Like there's a lot of people out there who won't sacrifice their like precious gaming time for a game that's not fun. Like it might be and that experience I feel like changes too, or that perspective changes and has a lot more magnitude as you go more like west. Like for me, the amount that I can earn playing, Axie is so different than someone in another country in the East in terms of like relative value of that money, right? Like
absolutely.
So as you go more west, like the experience matters more and more and more. And if Web3 wants to unlock the Web2 audience, like it has to have both, in my opinion. So it's something our team's really focused on.
Yeah, even some websites are not optimized enough, and that's way easier to, in my mind, to optimize in a game. But if you have a website that's like clunky to use, it really shocks me that they don't realize how much friction that puts onto their project. Like if you click and then you have to refresh it every time and your wallet disconnects, like you lose every time that happens, you lose future players. And when you come back 6 months later and a website hasn't changed, you're like, what are you guys even doing here?
It's real. It is real, bro. We got a question in the chat that just came in. Shout out to all the chatters that are coming through. But they say, TCAF, what's it like picking Maria and Cam's brain daily based on their expertise in the past gaming sectors? That's a fire question for real, because that's two MVPs in one squad, bro.
Yeah, I know one part of that question, which is Maria, right? Because I met her at GDC also, and bro, she's way too smart. Like, I don't understand it. Like, shit that I never thought about as a gamer. She saw it on firsthand, experience. Just like saw it and broke it down. And I'm like, I didn't even realize I should think about that. But like, it's super correct. But anyways,
Maria's next level. And so it was funny when Gila was talking about Cam and the way that he speaks and all of that. I was going to say that I'm definitely like the least interesting of the three to talk to. Like if you get a chance to listen to Cam or Maria speak, like you better like tune in and listen. Because I mean, they both have such a bevy of experience in the space, but not just like experience being in the space, but like dominating everything they do. They're just consistent winners, and being able to be on a team with them or have that exposure it's insane. I'm like I'm incredibly blessed, to be honest with you guys, because I've learned so much and I've grown so much, professionally. I've been over at the studio for about almost a year and a half now, and a year and a quarter, I guess. And I've grown exponentially in myself, and they are just like, every time Cam talks about his vision, one, I know he's going to execute it. So that's the first thing. And secondly, I'm just like, I just want to run through a brick wall right now. And I was going to say to you, Logic, like, firsthand from meeting Maria, and like you were watching her pick apart. I won't say what game it was, but like that. And she was like, well, this should be this, and this doesn't make sense. And they're like, damn, like that's kind of true. Like she is so smart, dude. Like oh my gosh, I can't put into words like how amazing it is to be on a team with people that are this talented. And it's across the studio. Like it's not just Cam and Maria. It's everyone. I'm probably the least talented person in the studio, but
don't do that. Don't do that. Well, you've now set my sights. Yeah, you've set my sights where it's like we're gonna run through the whole Fableborne team on the Ronin Radio at some point. Like every single member of the team, we would have on the show for sure.
You should. They're amazing, dude. It's wild.
But talking about you though, TCAF, you said about a year and a quarter on the team. Like, how did you get into this space? Ooh. Like, what's your starting road? Did it begin with Axie? If you say Axie, it's gonna blow my mind a little bit.
No, it's not Axie.
No, damn son.
Give me the rundown. So, okay, I got into crypto back in that 17 pump. I had just moved to Florida, and this kid I was working with was into like XRP and Litecoin and all this stuff. And he's like, crypto is going to be huge. And so I bought a bunch like during the peak of that pump. And then it obviously took a big dip, right? But a few years later during COVID, things started to pick up on the NFT side. And I saw a TikTok for Zedrun, if you're familiar.
Yeah. The horse racing game.
Horse racing.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, dude. Yeah. So my girlfriend and her family, they have a bunch of horses. And so I was like, oh, now I own a horse. It's not real, but it's digital and I race it. So it was kind of a joke how I got in. And then once I got in, I just got hooked, and you know how the rabbit hole can go, especially at the onset when there was 100 different projects minting a day, and it was craziness, and everybody was looking for the next Bored Ape Yacht Club, and so I minted a bunch of this game studios NFTs. It ended up not turning out too well in the end, but they offered me a job because I was giving them advice, and so I left my career in sales, and I'd been with the same company for 5 years, and I was like, I'm young enough. I was like 26. I was like, I can take a chance on this new gaming, crypto, whatever industry and see what happens. And so I was there for like a year or almost 2 years. I was there, and then I joined up Fableborne the beginning of last year, and it was just leveled up, and it's been like I said, super blessed to be at one of the best studios in the space.
You picked a good one, bro. You could be out here trying to market some dog shit, bro. Like, let's be real, you picked a good one, bro.
Dude, I know what that's like, and it's funny. Like people often are like, that was kind of like a little bit of a running thing at GDC. Like, how did you go from there to Fableborne? And sometimes I'm like,
sometimes the world works. Yeah, sometimes the world just works in mysterious ways. It's true. I mean, coming from sales outside of this industry, like something that I look at when we're talking about Web3, and something that drew me in massively was the difference. Like I wouldn't say the difference. I think the community effect would be equally as powerful outside of this industry if it was capable to be organized in the way that it is in this industry, with incentive drivers and the transparency behind that. But like, as a marketer, like, is this industry totally different, or what are the differences that you've noticed since kind of working here?
It's different than when I was working in for. I mean, the biggest reason is it's still so new. Like, to us, it feels like a week in crypto feels like a lifetime sometimes, but to the outside world that's not paying attention to it, like, this is all still very new to them. Like, the majority of the human population basically has no idea what this is, how it works, why it's important, why it's going to be the next big thing. Like, nobody really knows. And like, when you look at like Web2 gaming, and their perspective on the space, like scam and this and that, and it's all negative. It's really just a lack of understanding and some misinformation here and there. So I think that's the major difference, is that it's still so new. We're so early, guys. I hate saying that. But
it's crazy, bro. I've been saying the same phrase for 4 years, bro. And it's still true today.
I know. It's insane. It's wild. So, but to me, like, where I see the parallels are, like, from what I was doing is articulating really intense, like, contracts and dumbing them down to business owners, to making them understand, like, why certain parts were important. And that's similar to what we're doing when we're onboarding people into Web3, is you're taking this really intense new technology that nobody outside really understands. Yep. You need to give them, the cliff notes of why it matters. But there's also so much on the line, because you can make one little mistake and lose it all, like, as we've seen happen to even experienced people in the space. So it's definitely tough.
It's a fuck around and find out space, right? Like, it really is.
It is. It's like OSRS still. Like, free armor trimming, like, step into the wilderness.
I think, especially like in North America, right, and maybe like Europe a little bit. I think like South America and Southeast Asia kind of is a little bit more ingrained, and that maybe because, like, like, they realize they can make more money in crypto rather than working a regular job, and it's something that's more lucrative for them because it is valued kind of like in a USD sort of like pairing standard, and they're like, yo, I can just play this game and I don't have to work at some like manager job that pays less than what crypto can do.
That still blows my mind, bro.
Yeah,
like,
but I think like
the difference,
like being here in NA, like even here, like my regular friends, like they all know I'm in crypto. They all know like I'm in crypto gaming, but like they kind of refuse to get in on it because they're just like, bro, I could fucking work, like a regular job, make 60, 80K a year. And they're like, good, like they're like, I'm not complaining about that. Like with crypto gaming or with crypto in general, it's very hard for people to make that amount of money, especially if they're not like veterans or if they're not lucky also. So yeah, I could definitely see that. And yeah, it is a little bit early. Like the Western audience isn't completely into crypto yet. And once the Western audience hopefully gets into crypto, then we'll see something else happen.
Well, especially in this economy, right? You're not going to have someone quit their job when they have no knowledge base in anything crypto and then tell them, come be my scholar and Axie to earn $50 a month, bro. No, it feels like there's 500 people left in Web3 gaming at the moment, but it's the ones that are like still like full-time doing it. It's like you have to you're mastering what you're doing, and then we'll see when it'll change when things pick up. Obviously, the biggest onboarding tool is the price action. So when price goes up, all audiences all over the world get more interested, and then then if they get sick of meme coins, they'll come onto gaming. That's the
utility, bro. Number go up, bro. It always circles back to it. It does circle back to it. I mean, we've got a lot of, but this is a good thing though. This is a good thing because there are a lot of experiences that don't have, like, you guys actually have a grip on the entertainment demand as well, which I think is not. It's not it with an ignorance to the fact that like Fableborne economically and the things that will be capable in terms of blockchain will expand outwardly, but like you guys have the grip of people's minds. They actually want to play the game. We've got a fucking gamer in here who has ADHD severely, Mr. Cairo, bro. He's like flipped the switch back on. Other people in the chat are saying, "Yo, we need, or when season 4." I think this is the next place to go here because people have known about the playtest. They arguably were part of it. They're finding out more about Fableborne, the team, yourself, TCAF, but really and truly, they want to know what is next. What do things look like moving forward? When will the game go live? And also we can dive into some conversation about the kingdoms and staking and stuff like that afterwards.
Yeah, sure. So first of all, shout out to Cairo. He's a big supporter of ours, big kingdom holder, primordial holder. So shout out to Cairo. We love Cairo. That's also always great to see Cairo in person. We saw him at GDC. Honestly, me, Cairo, and Logic, we're hanging out a lot at the Wolf's Den. So that was fun. It did have me questioning, like, am I on the right career path? Because I was whooping Kyra's ass at every game. So I was like, maybe I should just start gaming.
Yo, I'm gonna bring Kyra up here. If you can make it right now, we gonna get him in here, bro. We got one fun time.
Oh man. Yeah. So I think we what?
he's on the floor though, bro.
Oh, good.
Shit. So sorry, I got sidetracked. Here's my ADHD. So we said what's up with Kingdom staking. So I'll give everybody a quick TLDR of what Kingdom staking is going to be and how it's all going to work. So essentially, what we have is our Kingdom NFTs. There's 7 rarities from common to legendary. And basically the staking game is like a meta layer outside of the core loop of Fableborne, where you can stake power tokens once they exist, obviously, to your kingdom, and you can merge 2 like kingdoms together into the next rarity. Having more rare kingdoms yield you points for staking season leaderboards that will yield you rewards like power tokens, more kingdoms, some other fun stuff, etc. The other cool layer of it and how it's tied into the game is what you need in order for that. We call it merge to mint process, right? So if you want to go from 2 common kingdoms to an uncommon kingdom, let's say, you also need what we call kingdom supplies NFTs. Those will start to exist soon, and you'll be able to earn them from playing the game. So you can't find the supplies yet on Ronin, but yeah, basically you'll play in Fableborne events. You'll complete quests or challenges in Fableborne, and you'll get these kingdom supplies NFTs as part of the rewards. And those will be, fully tradable. And so it's creating this kind of new ecosystem economy for Fableborne, where players can kind of, farm the game a little bit, play and get these resources. They can sell them to whales or to other players that want to merge and mint if that's not their thing. So it kind of creates it creates something for everyone. So if you want to just whale and chill, you can buy kingdoms, you can buy supplies. If you want to be a supplier to those whales, you can play Fableborne, earn some supplies and sell them, or you can be kind of the what I would consider myself is like the kind of middle of the road, where I'm going to play a lot. I'm not a huge whale, so I'll try and earn some kingdoms. I'll I'll use the supplies that I'm earning. I'll stake the power that I'm earning, and I'll play the game that way on the outside. So that'll come.
Bro, I gotta get. I need to get into it. I think at the end of the day, like, there's a good loop. There's a flywheel here that you're explaining through the. But there was a huge surge in price, right? Like for the floor price, at least there was a discrepancy between like common and the higher rarity of uncommon, and they got swept up. So
that was 2 days ago. 2 days ago on OpenSea.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, it's still kind of existing right now. You see, like, I would be scooping these motherfuckers up, bro. Like, this is an uncommon, this is a common. Like, the difference in price is not. It's almost as if someone swept all the commons to kind of boost their floor up, but they just left the uncommons as a gift.
Once we turn it on, I think we'll see a lot of price action across the board. Like, I'm really interested to see what happens. Like, it's understandable, but what I look at is I tend to look at the top. Like, if you look at where the price of legendary is,
it's fucking insane.
The ones that Coco Bear hasn't swept up.
Exactly. Yeah, basically. Yeah, like it's not cheap in terms of RON or USD to get into the legendary side of things. Yeah. So.
Oh, Mystic Axie prices right now, bro. That's a good round to be in. I wonder, have any of these sold recently? Are there going to be some whales that come in? If I was a Web3 gaming whale right now, like, there is no way I would not have exposure to a project like Fableborne after the the figures that you guys have been pushing out and the real kind of demand on the ground with gamers, players, and even content creators alike. Like this has, especially as a Ronin project, this had the most reach that I've seen. Like even beating some of like the participation or the enthusiasm of outside or external Ronin creators and just participants, more so than Axie, right? Like we had a lot of people that I just don't regularly see, back in Ronin product essentially, were like really bullish on Fableborne. So there is a huge scope here, and I think the top end of this being the legendary.
We even saw it like during for the mint. We saw an influx of money from outside Ronin coming in. Yeah. The Ron went up, and then when the raffle ended, Ron went down because people were selling to re-exit the extra stuff. And that's like this is when we were open Ronin, all of that. This is the kind of as a long-term Axie Ronin person, this is what you want. It's like to have games that are so good, it brings in people from the outside, and liquidity from the outside. And here it was like it was front and center. Like an hour before the thing ended, Ron went up, and then an hour after the Ron got given back, Ron went down, and that's like moving one game moving market. So.
Yeah, we're planning on world domination with Ronin. Shout out to the Ronin team.
Yeah. This is the other asset though, TCAF. And I mean, Kara's putting it in the chat, and I've actually been thinking about this as well because of the benefits, right? I wonder, like, TCAF, you sell us Primordials, even though you don't have to. Sell us Primordials. Shout out to OpenSea. Ronin is here on OpenSea, but Primordials were originally an ETH-based asset as well, so they're here also. And I think that's going to be a lot easier to now be represented. You can buy with your Ronin wallet, for example. But this is the current state of Primordials right now. Sell us Primordials, bro. I might go buy one after this stream.
Yeah, I'm curious too, because Cairo said buy Primordials, thank me later. So like, what the hell is going on here? I was actually watching these at the Wolves Den when I was like sitting down, I think like with Maria, and I was just looking up like Fableborne assets, and at the time it was like 0.4, something like that, 0.4, 0.45. So it did increase a little bit.
So hard, bro.
Yeah, and now it's up. So
yeah, so it's funny with Primordials. So they have I'll give you a quick background. So they minted it was before my time with the studio, which is unfortunately by the time I got there, like they were like a couple $100 a piece, so I couldn't really ape in. But so it was honest. What's funny about them is the Primordials were originally a failed mint. Well, kind of. They didn't mint out. So I think there's 1,392, and I think there was 2,000 supposed to be minted, and it was like a $30 mint on Polygon in October of 23. So this is like deep bear. Nobody gave a shit about any new games, any new mints. Mints were awful. This was back when people were like, you can't do ETH because nobody will spend on ETH. You have to do Polygon or another L2 or whatever. And yeah, it was not great. But like looking back and seeing that there was a time when you could have scooped a ton of these for 30, 40 bucks a piece is unreal. So right now, as you can see, the art is interesting. So the art was more aligned with the original style of the game that Gila was talking about. We didn't change them. We just didn't prioritize it, to be honest. And now we're here, and so what can I say about Primordials? And
what can you say that won't get you in trouble?
Yeah, I'm just like running through my head real quick. Like, what can I say? So what I'll say is that Primordials, like the focus is always for the Primordials to be like our core community, our foundational community. We have a ton of insane like diamond-handed holders. Some people that are really respectable in the space too, like Cairo and some other people. A lot of Wolves have Primordials. So we always want to treat them as our foundational community. But what I've been saying is like think think bigger than just Primordials or just Fableborne for what we have planned for Primordials. Think bigger. I can't exactly say what that is going to be soon, but yeah, we should have.
I think our viewers can read between the lines there. I think you've already said the magic word, so to speak.
That and also like another selling point is like there's 3% of the power supply is going to Primordials. So that's like, I mean, not financial advice, but it's a nice amount of tokens.
Yep.
For the cost, if you do the math. So yeah, 3% at TG. So it's a really nice way to get access to power tokens that you'll be able to instantly use to start, adding into your kingdoms and all of that. So yeah, not financial advice, but the 3% is a nice number. It's one of the biggest, honestly, and the reason why we did that large of a number for that small of a collection is because of honestly how amazing that foundational community is, and we just want to keep that going. Like, we're pretty confident putting that kind of value into their hands, and
I mean that's
do good things with it.
That's it's a bold move that you don't see many projects necessarily doing, but I think it's when you say it sounds obvious, right? But it doesn't in the boardroom when people are discussing these things, it doesn't necessarily pop up in most people's minds, especially when you have, as you said, a mint that didn't mint out, and then those people, those are the people that held after they paid full price, because we all know usually when something doesn't mint out, usually the price crashes after. So you have the people who minted before you were well known that held on. They they've held up till now, that picked some up even after, because you can't blame them for doing that either at a discount. I think it's a good move, and you don't necessarily see that many projects doing it, or they not doing it well enough, not doing it clearly enough to highlight, put their Genesis collection and the Genesis community on a pedestal.
Yeah, we incessantly take feedback and have done from the get-go from the community, and we have the kingdom holders now too, which is amazing because they've been really, really great with feedback. And that's a lot of like new Ronin community members, right? So we kind of have these two cohorts, but yeah, since day one, the team has really relied on a lot of the feedback that the Primordials provide. So they've been
using the feedback in the chat.
Feedback. Let me play. Shout out Trevor, my man Trevor. I would say rarity does not matter of Primordials. I don't think there's a plan for rarity to come into play. I don't want to say never, because I don't just want to stamp that. But as of right now, there's nothing planned for rarity.
This is probably my biggest fumble.
What were you say?
Probably my biggest fumble, bro. Because I played this game in 2023. The Primordial Mint was like up and coming. I think it's so stupid. It was like something so simple as to like share an ETH wallet, like to the team, and I just didn't do it. And now they're $800. Like I really flopped.
That's classic Gilla though. It's like for every story, this.
I go through like the hardest, roughest, most retarded, and worst experience of Web3, just so that I can relate. To all the Rockies out there.
You could add 100 of these for like 1.5 ETH.
Oh no. Yeah. Thanks, TCAF. You made me feel so much better.
I didn't buy him either, man. I didn't buy him either. I didn't. It's funny. Like I did when I was beginning to talk to the Fableborne team. I didn't really know much about it, to be honest with you. Like I missed this mint. Like it was just such like bad times for Web3 gaming when they minted. that like, yeah, I mean, I was in Wolves and there was a bunch of Wolves DAO guys and gals that had them. And that's how I met Maria, through Wolves. And I was like, oh, this is cool. And then we started talking, and then,
Wolves is such a good space.
Would you say that the fact that it didn't mint out was also maybe due to marketing and things like that, or was it just because I think there's a couple of mints this week or in the past week on Ronin that didn't mint out, and so the topic is current, but because it's also, you have it's a whole other game to make sure you mint out and to do all the marketing around that and get the tokens and the NFTs in the right hands. So how important is it?
Yeah, it's definitely really important. And I would say the primordial mint was more attributed to I would say the external market. Like, it was really down bad. Like, crypto was down bad, gaming really down bad. But they did have a really awesome game, and obviously, but yeah, I would say it was less of a marketing issue, more of just a timing. But for now, I would say, yeah, I mean, it's obviously incredibly important to have a good marketing strategy and campaign. I think we're still in a time where, I mean, if you look at like our Kingdom mint, right, which was only a month and a half ago, I mean, we had 15.4 million RON, which was $1.20 RON at that point too.
Yep.
It's like over $21 million of value just in for the pre-sale, right? So I think there's still is wild. Yeah, I was watching that number go up on the last couple of days. I'm just like, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I think it's also like maybe because it was in Polygon, right? I'm not trying to throw shade or anything,
no,
but
that was a huge problem too. It was
it
was like that was kind of the thing. It was like it lacked a little bit of identity, because everyone was saying, if you try and mint something on ETH, you're cooked at that time. Like, nothing's minting on ETH. Nobody wants to pay gas fees because everything's so shit right now. And then it's like, okay, well, you can go to Polygon where there's like zero liquidity. And so that's just another barrier. And so it was kind of like a lose-lose at the time. But I think they were at a point where they felt they had to mint, and they were just ready to go and ready to roll with the punches. And they had confidence in the product and the team, basically, no matter what happened, and turned out pretty good, I would say.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, now market kind of adjusted, right? Like, now that it is on OpenSea, it is on these marketplace platforms, like, people are buying them up. And I think, like, with the recent thing too, right, of Ronin assets going into OpenSea, like, it like kind of pumped everything that was good, right? Like not everything pumped, for example. But everything that was actually good in Ronin definitely got the eyes it deserves. And Fableborne is one of them for damn sure. And hey, shout out to Ronky, that's one of them too.
The blue boy.
Yeah, the blue boys.
Before we get onto that topic though, because I took a piss, came back. I don't know if we covered it, but
we did.
Yeah. How long are all the fiends in the chat? How long are we gonna have to wait? Can we ballpark figure it, or is there a date, or is both of those not really on the table right now?
It's not. So the date isn't on the table right now, but we're not far, I would say. So the test that we just had was to test those new features that are going to be prevalent in S4. We're going to actually do a test of staking next week, which will be cool. So it'll be testnet. Obviously, it won't be real, but we're going to get the staking platform all tested out. So we're close. We got a lot of really bullish indicators, obviously, from the test, and things went pretty well. So we're hopefully not too far away from S4. S4 is going to be a nice season. I think everybody's going to love what we have planned for it. Just a matter of getting there and hitting that launch button. I know everybody's on pins and needles, and I am too. So trust me, I I can't wait to get it out there. So hopefully very, very soon. On to the Blue Monkey.
Let's talk about it then. The Blue Monkey, Ronki is killing it, by the way, for an asset that was about 3-4 days ago. What, like 100 RON floor or something? And now we're doubling that. We're going for 200 RON floor bare minimum, or $200 floor, I think was what we were aiming for. But the amount of sales that's happened since we've gone onto OpenSea, since Ronin products have been on OpenSea, is actually ridiculous. When you think about it, like that's so much volume. There's so many sales.
It's insane.
Like, wait, can we? Like, I need to comprehend it. Like, how is this fucking retarded monkey doing $700,000 in 24-hour volume? Like,
bro, Ronki say Ronin, bro. Actually say Sky Mavis. Okay, Ronki say Ronin, bro. That's what it is.
It's actually nuts. Like, you have to be real though. This has probably been one of the, like, this is a tough time. We're going to talk about this a little bit later on, but there's actual like chains and projects, companies that essentially are aiming at doing the same things that Ronin is doing, that are on their fucking hands and knees right now. Like, it's not easy in this space. It really isn't. And the market and where we are right now is really fucking tough. I genuinely think we would be in a crisis. Like, it probably would feel crisis a little bit if Ronki didn't happen. That's my honest opinion. Like, if Ronki didn't happen over the last 2-3 months, we would be like
the suicidal.
Yeah, I would be hurting. I mean, it's not even like a financial thing. Like, to be honest, though, if I would have put my entire portfolio into a Ronki token and Ronki NFTs, it probably would be more valuable than it is today. I'll just put it like that, right? And it also showed, like, in these tumultuous times, like, when assets are bleeding, if you have a community and a cohort of people that are just like, you know what, fuck it, Blue Monkey coin, I'm not going to touch it, just leave it there. Like, you actually do save some capital, like, as a unit. I'm not saying that Ronki hasn't gone down, hasn't been affected by this bear market. Of course it has, but there's a lot more stability in Ronki than there are in, like, some real utility-based, large backing tokens out here in this industry. So it's been a phenomena to observe and to be a part of. And I think in a few years' time, it'll be a proud moment to, like, look back on and laugh about.
TCAF, do you own a Ronki?
Oh yeah. So
you're in the Blue Army.
So I believe, honestly, again, shout out my boy Cairo. I swear, I think it was his tweet about it very early on. I bought in at 200K market cap. So I got in pretty early. I was just like, oh, funny Blue Monkey, buy. Like, first time in a long time that I didn't mid-curve something. Now, what I will say, and like my PFP, it's like the Studio Ghibli version of it now, but it was like ronkified. It's been ronkified basically for the last, basically since Ronki came out. But I will say I thought the mint was going to be bearish. I am typically anti meme coin NFTs, and they were like making fun of me, like on the on the official Twitter, bro. They were cooking me because I was like a big, like, I love this monkey meme coin. Then they were like, we're gonna mint these NFTs, and I was like, no, please don't do that. Like, please don't ever make anything about a meme real.
It did split people, to be honest. It really did. Like, I mean, even one of our normal hosts that are here as well, Even 1437, he was like, I'm more bullish on the NFT than the token. So there was a mixed bag when it was first brought up. So I can understand why you were in that.
Yeah,
I mean, you wanted the pump, right? The
well, I just seen so many of them.
Focus.
It wasn't even that. It's like I just seen in the past, like, so many meme coins try and do the NFTs, and they've typically crashed and burned, where they've had this
the IP though
huge pump, and it's like, oh, it's cool, and then for some reason there's just always this huge crash. But Ronki's been fucking strong, dude. So I still got my Ronkies. I'm rocking with them still. I did fade by not like buying more after the mint, but man, shout out to the Ronki community.
Yeah,
I get so many requests to put Ronki in Fableborne.
Oh nah,
should,
like, are you
bro.
considering it though? Like
make it a monster or
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
It's gotta be considered. I'm not joking, bro. That shit has to be considered.
Dude, it's so funny. I would say, like I said before, like nothing's off the table ever. In the near future, no. It's one of those things where it's like it's very expensive to do, and we want to do just from terms of like testing and making it right. Like you've seen, like we haven't even introduced a new character in probably 6-8 months. I think the last time a new character came out was in season 2. I think with Shade. In terms of hero. So we're really diligent about making sure things are right. Like we don't have skins in the game yet for characters or cosmetics or anything. So like, it's not that it wouldn't be awesome, because I think it would be, but it's just in terms of like, if we want to do something like that, we want to do it the right way. And we don't just want to throw in a blue monkey Ronki just to do it. We would want to make it impactful and make sure it makes sense across the board. So, but I know the Ronin community absolutely loves it, and they're big fans.
Get hard when we see a fucking blue monkey. That's just it.
Well,
I
don't think that will help me sell it to the dev team.
How no, bro? That's a fucking perfect pitch, bro. Like
I don't think so.
I thought we were on to something. Maybe not. That's why you're the marketer and I'm not TGAF, bro. I'll be honest with you. But it's been interesting to see the IP itself, though. Like, it's a bit of a joke, but genuinely, like I can see it expanding in many ways. There's one thing that's been going around on the timeline actually, which I can't not share it, to be honest. With this game, like, look at this. I'm a fighting game fan, right? So I want to see this so bad. But Ronki, in a fighting game, this shit looks so goated. When are we getting this? I mean, this is arguably where my mindshare is at in the boredom right now. I messaged this account. I was like, yo, if you're an indie dev, like, give me the access to this game. I will play it a lot. I give you all the feedback you need, and I haven't been replied to, so I guess I'm a player.
Damn.
But
Messaging random people on Twitter and asking them to send you an exe file is a very interesting way.
I'm going it the other way around, bro. You ain't got a phishing link me.
Yeah, can you're just messaging people, can I please
Yeah,
be
you're
pitched?
going after it, yeah.
I think we lost Gilla and the stream, or did we lose?
Oh, we lost.
We just lost him, bro.
I
don't know what the hell
I
going
was
on.
lost. Yeah.
It
was.
I clicked on a phishing link. Oh, sorry, lads. No. I actually don't know. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but
you got that. You got that Arsenal caliber Wi-Fi over there, bro.
Damn. I know we had this on the space. You know.
I forgot. I would have wore one of my jerseys, my Chelsea jerseys.
Oh
yeah.
God, not Chelsea! I'm surrounded by.
Yeah, see, Stark. See. Chelsea's not too bad though. Like, it's not so bad, bro. I've liked Chelsea more, especially than Man United. So you could shut.
Oh
yeah.
Like,
Man United. It's not the season to pick out my jersey. I don't think it's not the decade.
Yeah, we got London Derby later today. Chelsea Spurs.
We lost Gilla again.
We lost him again, bro.
There was TCAP. There was a couple of questions that Cairo asked, and I don't know if you're able to answer them, but he wrote them right as we were pivoting. But he was wondering if Kingdoms will have utility in game in the upcoming season, whenever that does happen. And then the second question he had was, will Primordials ever do anything in game? And I think Trevor had asked earlier as well if they would be playable or.
Yeah.
And you can plead the fifth.
I won't plead the fifth. So
that's what I didn't ask him.
No, so so when it comes to kingdoms, like we're working on some like actual like legitimate in-game utility. It won't be in season 4. What the utility and the role that kingdoms will play in S4 is really just with the staking seasons, the merge to mint, the kingdom supplies NFTs that you can earn from S4 from playing in the game. So that's kind of going to be the first inclusion of kingdoms. It won't be something like I raid Logic and Logic has a rare kingdom, and so therefore like it looks like his rare kingdom. That's not what it's going to be for season 4. I don't even know if that's what it's 100% going to be in the future, but not for season 4. And then Primordials. So as I said earlier, the Primordials art style is aligned with the old style of the game, and it's something that hasn't been changed. And we've talked about changing it with the community before. It's probably something that's going to get changed. So Primordials probably won't look like Primordials in the way that they look now. And so, no, I would say like that character, the chances of that character being in the game and looking like that, very slim.
I think that's one of the reasons why I didn't buy one as well, because they do look like, not like they're from two different games. I mean, in some ways, arguably, the tie-in wasn't there. But I think now, Fableborne, you guys have like a clear direction, a clear path, visually, IP-wise, and also, as a game. So, like, I don't think there would be a lot of people in the camp, especially if the utility aspect is not removed from Primordials, which obviously is not having a brain dead as fuck. But like, I don't think they would be too bothered by an IP revamp on the Primordials.
Most people requested it, to be honest. It's just when we're looking at everything else that needs to be done, it was just lower on the priority, like just to make a superficial change to what they look like. But as I was saying too, like when people are asking about utility for the Primordials, like outside of the token and what their role is going to be, like as I said, like think bigger, think what else is coming, and we want them to be the foundation of the whole ecosystem, not just Fableborne. And so there's cool stuff on the way for those holders, I would say.
I'm about to do this right now, live on cam.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm buying him.
The viewers have been told that twice this stream, so if they don't act on it, they cannot complain in the future. Insufficient funds, what does that mean?
I'm broke, guys! That's what that means. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, TCAF, bro, it's been a fucking pleasure having you here. Like, really, really enjoyed this show myself, and shout out to everybody that's been in chat. Cairo said, "Yay, thanks." There's my leak. There's some comments I'm gonna put up here. Stark, this one's for you, bro. Look, you got admirers out here. Look at that beautiful face. But then contradicting by saying, "Yeah, my man defo just woke up, bro."
Shout out to Inspector. He's a dope creator on YouTube. Yeah, and we met in Paris. We met in Paris for NFT Paris, and he's a friend of Travis, but I'd never met him before, and Travis was arriving the next day, so I just met up with him in a bar, a guy I'd never met before, and then we just went to like different bars. We did a bar crawl with different people, and we had an amazing night with a guy I just met there.
Look, I hope we get as a 4 here, we get to have an in-person event at some point, because I definitely think we'll have a really good time.
Oh yeah, baby!
You go out with this lad, Stark, bro. Yeah, you're gonna have a good fucking night. Bro. You're gonna have a good fucking night. That's for
Love
sure.
that.
A testament as well to Fableborne's addictiveness. Some of the comments coming in saying withdrawal symptoms, so you guys are already on watch for those things. But that is true. I have withdrawal symptoms right now. Can't wait for season 4. Some great leaks today as well around the assets in the ecosystem. So hopefully you guys take advantage of them. Kingdoms are there now. Staking is soon to be tested with those kingdoms. And of course, the Primordials have all of their benefits too. So big shout out to TCAF for being here, bro. Appreciate you. Anything you want to leave us off with on today's show?
No, just thanks for everybody that's tuning in, watching. We love you guys, and you know, as we continue to like ingrain ourselves in the Ronin community, like, you know, as I was saying, we're always open to any and all kinds of, you know, constructive feedback, things that we can do better, and you know, we've really been enjoying the Ronin community so far. So shout out to you guys, and you know, for doing things like this, and thank you guys so much for always having us on and being huge supporters of us on this show. I love watching this show. You guys are so entertaining, and like a space where there's like some pretty like I'm not a big spaces guy because I think them are so boring. Like,
yes,
they're boring, dude. They're boring. I'm sorry, they are. And this show is always like, you guys get me fired up to listen. Gila, you're awesome, bro.
Yeah, I think it's just because I'm retired and I just to be honest.
No. That's not the root cause. There's a lot of that in this space. But are you London based, Gila?
No. I'm in a city called Birmingham, so other side of the country.
Oh shit, that's far. Okay.
Right now, if you check the news on Birmingham, we're having bin men strike, which you guys would call the trash can men strike. But yeah, it's literally a shithole right now. The plan to get out of it, the plan to get out of here is in effect. I'll actually be over the Atlantic with you guys at some point in 2026. So.
Oh, you're coming to the States?
Yeah. I actually studied there. I went to university in North Carolina. Shit. Got a lot of friends out there, fiancés out there now as well. So yeah, we're gonna be on the stateside.
Nice.
You know, let's see what happens. Yo, up the tariffs, bro. Come on, the tariffs. I'm not really for the market. No, I'm joking. But yeah, I actually want to shed a light on this before we do go. Tomorrow, Fableborne is actually hosting an AMA. So more questions if you guys have them. You know, be in attendance. The team will be there answering those things. Join the Discord and join that conversation. But from us over here on this side, I think that's all she wrote. I've got a few points to kind of string off here. You know, welcome to my bookmarks. But Definizer, I don't know what the fuck his name is, but it is what it is. One of OpenSea's co-founders is Definzer. I don't know why.
He's the CEO, bro.
He's the CEO of OpenSea.
Okay. Well, the CEO of OpenSea is this Ronky, is wrong-tarded. He's in there, bro. Like, yesterday we had the Ronky space and we saw the stuff that was going down. He actually posted about it at the time saying, Ronkaverse is in the top 10, and this wasn't him, but I think he commented on this, saying it's a top 10 NFT trading volume today on the world's biggest NFT marketplace. Let's be real. And then he went and bought a Ronky himself. So we're definitely having an effect. If you think the Ronky effect's not real, bro, you're fucking lying to yourself. That was one of the major headlines for me over this week, and congratulations to the Definizer. And yeah, awesome. Have a medal. On that note, I'm getting the fuck out of here. We've had a great show. Listen, Stark, yo, let's see you back streaming again. Final era is here for Axie. Continue getting your bounty boards in here.
Yes.
The actual Axie Town Hall was last night too, so that is available to watch on YouTube back if you did miss it. A lot of information was shared by G-Host and Trung talking about, you know, their approach to this game. One of the things I will drop in and just let you know, which is why it's a good reason to go listen into, they actually spoke on how the CEO or the founder of EVE Online was actually one of the big influences in why Axie is going to build this MMO. And he was like standing behind them saying, you guys should do this. You understand the economy.
You need to.
Yeah. So, you know, I feel like Axie MMO is going to be one of the biggest things that happens to the space over the last 5 years, of course, since fucking Axie. But in the meantime, for sure, Fableborne is going to be hitting that mark. And I think you guys will win the best mobile game again this year. So let's find out in due time. Thank you guys for tuning in. You can watch this back, of course, if you're on YouTube. Thank you for watching this back. Subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 500 subscribers. If we do, I'm going to give away Generational Wealth, which is a Ronky NFT, of course, as you know. So 500 subscribers, bro. It's not even like that, bro. Like, just one day we're going to come back to the show and be like, plaque, motherfucker. All right, that's where we're going. So thank you for joining us. I know if you were here on X, cool, shout out to you. But pump our numbers on YouTube and good things will happen. We'll be back next week, Tuesday, for another show. I'm actually going to invite Alberto, who is the CEO of, or one of the co-founders of Wonder Wars and Hello Monsters. We have a conversation to have around that. We probably would have had it today, but so much information around Fableborne, and we locked the fuck in on Fableborne, which is the intention. But next Tuesday, I think we're going to bring through Alberto and talk about that, because there is some conversations to have in terms of these projects, marketing on Ronin, and kind of going about it in the right manners, which Fableborne has definitely done. So that will be next Tuesday's show. Saturday we'll be streaming again, of course. Our gaming stream, our showcase happens every Saturday. This weekend we will actually be playing Wonder Wars. So if you want to come and check out the game for the first time, we'll be playing that. Theba might be here to play. It is a turn-based game. You may see a big fucking brain taped to the floor, and maybe one of Stark or Logic will be there to join us too. But yeah, again, thank you, TCAF, for being here today, and shout out to everyone in comments. You guys turned up. We love it. And that's it, bro. You can all fuck off now. It's been awesome. Amazing. No, seriously though, fucking subscribe to the YouTube channel, you bellend. What are you doing sitting there on X? Fucking, you know what I mean? Rock the whole thing if you don't subscribe. Let's go. See you later. Have a nice weekend. Wrong key to #1 on OpenSea again if it has been taken over by fucking CryptoPunks. Bye.